The spouse of the Deputy President, Pastor Dorcas Rigathi, has called on African leaders to reach an agreement to make a free Africa. Speaking in State House Entebbe Friday evening, Pastor Dorcas said the only way to achieve the Pan-African dream is by removing imaginary barriers of 1884 within African countries. She was making a keynote address during the launch of the book Jesus Africa, written by Patience Museveni. She expressed confidence that Africa has a huge potential that has been hindered by restrictions among African countries. Pastor Dorcas said Africa has everything it needs, adding that Africa has a potential to trade within itself and make use of the available resources.
When we speak about unity of Africa, when we talk about mothers of Africa, fathers of Africa, the geniuses of Africa, the intellectuals of Africa, people disagree with us. But I can tell you, Africa has geniuses. Africa has everything it needs. If Africa can be able to trade within itself, there is nothing Africa lacks. From human to mineral resources, this same wealth and riches has enriched the whole world, but never has it benefited our children and the generations that have been. And that is why it is a cry to a mother, to the fathers, that this time you free our children and liberate them from slavery, from the mindset that they must go and ask for visas and cry for them, pray for them, when we have a rich heritage, when we have gold, we have diamond, we have silver, we have copper, we have everything, that the whole world is coming to Africa to look for this, and as we are going to where it is being taken. From where I sit, think it is time for Pan-African spirit. As a mother, I feel, as my daughter speaks, Jesus' Africa. Let African leaders in OAU and the regional bodies reach agreement to make free. We were born free spirits, happy, joyful. Let the fathers of Africa rise and make the right decision to remove the 1884 imaginary boundaries. We must allow the purpose of God to work. Let our children enjoy the Africa heritage and the dream of crisscrossing and living the dream from Cape to Cairo without boundaries or demand for a visa or restriction for them. This, I believe, is our way of resolving internal conflicts, letting the light shine in Africa as one people, speaking one language of love, letting our children dance and celebrate being African, and let them trade with each other as we spread the gospel and revival to the entire world. And Jesus Africa will become a reality.
Her sentiments were echoed by Ugandan President Yoweri Museveni, who accused African countries of failing to unite and consolidate their win against the whites. President Museveni said Africans were divided by the whites for being greedy. He added that Africans sold their birthright to the whites. President Museveni said even after Africans won against the whites, they did not consolidate the victory through economic political integration and self-sufficiency. He said Africans did not concretize their win. He has called on the East African countries to implement the words of the East African anthem.
And we defeated the colonialists. The war in Algeria against the French, the Mau Mau in Kenya, Samora Machel, 1974, defeated the Portuguese. In Angola, the Portuguese were defeated. We defeated Ian Smith in Zimbabwe in 1980. 1994, we defeated the whites in South Africa. So, we won the victory, but we have not consolidated. The weaknesses that you still see are because we didn't consolidate the victory. Now, how do you consolidate the victory? Economic, political integration. That's what was lacking. Plus self-sufficiency. Self-sufficiency in agriculture, self-sufficiency in manufacturing, self-sufficiency in science. This is where the problem is. But we won victory. And the weaknesses which are still there is because we did not concretize the victory. We left some loose ends meeting. Here we sang two anthems, one for Uganda, one for East Africa. That's good to sing the anthem. But let us implement the East Africanness, not just sing the song and leave it there. If you take the coffee business, I've given you this figure before. The coffee business in the world is $460 billion. But the coffee producing countries are getting only $25 billion out of the $460 billion. Why? Because we sell the coffee unprocessed as a raw material. Then some people go roast it, grind it, and get more money than we, the growers of the coffee. Now, what is the problem there? The problem of the Edomite curse, where you sell your birthright in exchange for a morsel of food, for exchange of food.